Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. Sorry that took so long. I was trying to see if I could find the actual court document, but I was not able to do that. So, maybe next time. I don't know what's actually in the contents of it, but we know kind of what it says. We'll go over some stuff I found here. So yesterday I went over the footage that Justin Baldoni had released. There was unedited footage from It Ends With Us that showed some of the stuff that was actually directly in Lively's complaint about him was not true. At least that was my interpretation of it. It really seems like her version of events was highly exaggerated, if not outright fabricated. So, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what I think. I don't know a lot of people who are kind of like, no, I think Blake is definitely right. You know what I mean? I haven't heard anyone really say that. It's all kind of swung the other way since Justin's complaint and Justin's lawsuit came out. So, yeah. This is not going to be too long of a stream, guys, because I just got a lot of stuff I need to finish tonight. But so first of all, in response to the footage that was released yesterday, Blake Lively's attorney, had put out a statement calling it essentially unethical. Let me see. I'll share this with you guys. Hang on. It was also just kind of, she was behaving kind of like awkwardly in the scene that they were doing. From my point of view, at least. One sec. Okay. There we go. Zoom in on this a little bit. Okay. I think this was the one that I was looking for. Yeah, it was. If I can just search for that. Hang on. Okay. So this is from Daily Mail. It says the explosive video exclusively released by Daily Mail was that true? I don't know if that was true. Showed all three takes of a dance scene between Lively and Baldoni, revealing the pair were on apparent great terms before the actress accused him of sexual harassment. Lively in turn hit back at the clip's release, saying it proved that she was uncomfortable during the scene. Now, I would agree that she was uncomfortable, but I think that, her general feeling of having to act that scene out for some reason was what made her uncomfortable. It didn't seem like he particularly did anything to make her feel uncomfortable. She just was just kind of blurting out awkward. Like she wouldn't stop talking in the scene where they're trying to have a romantic scene where it's supposed to be a quiet moment. There's no actual dialogue in the movie from that scene, I don't believe. So it'd just be kind of their mouths moving, talking if they had it her way. So I don't know. It's just it looked very strange to me. It just seems like she wasn't very good at acting out the scene. She wasn't doing a good job as an actress. I did not at all feel like he did anything that would have made her feel uncomfortable. Just from what I've seen, and apparently that's the uncut footage. So what can I say? Her version of events does not seem credible to me anymore, just based on the stuff that's come out. Of course I wasn't there, So, like I said, I don't know if something happened that hasn't come out yet or anything like that, but that's just how it kind of looked to me. All right. One sec. It reminds me of how Laura Owens wanted to just make all the lawsuits go away once her lies were exposed. Danny Extreme. That's right. That's right. Okay. Now, Lively and Reynolds, 49, want a judge to gag Baldoni's attorneys, led by Brian Friedman, and allege he has made false statements about the case. Where? In a new letter filed in court Tuesday, that's something I was trying to find, but I couldn't find it. Sorry, guys. The pair asked for a protective order to be issued to stop attorneys engaging in improper conduct, citing an alleged harassing and retaliatory media campaign against the couple. That's hilarious, per TMZ. They claim Friedman is violating court rules that stop a lawyer from making statements to the press that are irrelevant to a case and might prejudice the jury. So this is what kind of grabbed my attention there was, excuse me, this is the couple who manipulated a story and published it through the New York Times. In what world are they the ones actually complaining about that right now? Because his camp didn't come out and say any of this until they absolutely had to, because the damage to his reputation was, ongoing and at some point could be irreversible. So what else was he supposed to do? But I guess, yeah, you could wait and like let all this come out in court, but how many years is that going to take? And what kind of impact is all this and the accusations going to have on his life in that time that it takes just to get to the trial and to get through the trial? So, even if he like wanted to just like wait and leave this out of the press, at this point they have really backed him into a corner where he can't do that. Otherwise, it's just like everyone's shitting on Justin for however many years this is going on for. So it's just not feasible, honestly. So like it's to me unreasonable for them to expect him not to say anything. And for me, anyone who's like saying like they're all just trying to manipulate the press, blah blah blah. From where I sit, it's like I didn't see any of this coming from his side at all until they, put that thing out with the Times and have been accusing him of being a sexual predator, of sexual harassment, stuff like that. So it's like, how are you? I don't know. Anik, is it Anik or Anika? How is the footage showing what happened irrelevant to the case? Are they daft? Apparently. I don't know. I'm sure they have some way of twisting it to make it sound like that's a reasonable request, which I don't believe it is. All right. Soon, says Blake in the video, asked Justin to try and kiss her while she pulls away as not to give the audience too much. Her pulling away is not indicative of her being uncomfortable. Well, I mean, I didn't really think it was. I just thought like she generally, to me, it just seemed like she was uncomfortable in her own skin for whatever reason. Like maybe she's just an awkward person, but then like, I don't know. I thought she was a decent actress in her other roles because I've seen some of her stuff, but yeah. Okay. I was kind of hoping TMZ would have what I was looking for here, but unsurprisingly, they don't. All right. They claim Friedman is violating court rules that stop a lawyer from making statements to the press that are irrelevant to a case and might prejudice the jury. They specifically mention the release of the unedited footage. Sources close to Baldoni told DailyMail.com they believe it's grossly unfair to impose a gag order after Justin has been defamed by the New York Times in an article that they say has cost him 3 jobs and hundreds of millions of dollars. Exactly. Like, how do you reasonably grant that request when, like you've already let one party in this case go and like put this person out there like on blast to just like suffer in silence? Like what exactly are you getting at here? Like if this were to be approved, I don't know, it would really annoy the shit out of me. So Roy says she was directing. She was trying. It didn't sound like the stuff she was saying, it didn't sound very helpful at all to me, but I guess she was trying. Yeah. Simple Ninja, give me 1 second. You don't have to shout. All right. Hang on. Let me invite my friend in here and then we'll keep reading this. But when I was, getting ready for the stream and I was like looking at all this stuff and they're basically saying like it's unethical or he did something wrong by releasing the footage or whatever. It's like, excuse me, I think it's unethical and wrong to falsely accuse someone of sexual harassment. And can I say that every single thing she's accused him of is untrue? No, I can't because I wasn't there. And so I won't pretend to know that he never did anything wrong. But in the context of like the actual footage that we can see, I don't believe that I saw anything that would lead me to say, oh my gosh, Blake is right. That was so creepy. You know what I mean? Hey.
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 How's it going?
Ugh. I don't know if you were trying to make your voice sound deeper there or...
No, I'm still sick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Lingering.
I don't know. I just thought maybe you were trying to speak my language or something. Yeah. Okay. That's enough of that. Oh, no. Shut up. Sorry. That was my alarm to do my homework. I'm not going to do that right now. Okay. So I got down here where the lawyer's saying it's unfair to impose a gag order, which is like, obviously it's unfair to put a gag order. Like, how could you even think that was remotely fair if like these people went on the attack first and then somebody's like, oh, by the way, here's proof that this person's lying. And they're like, wait, judge, I don't like that. Stop.
And they're not even, in my opinion, shit talking it. They're anything. They're just saying like this is what happened and this is our perspective of what happened.
Yeah.
And like someone was saying, you just read a comment about her trying to direct. I think that's exactly what was happening. They were butting heads. He was trying
Mhm.
to be disrespectful. There was already this precedent set that she was trying to start to control things.
Yep.
And so he was doing what he could to try to stay in character, try to get the shots. And she was pushing back and saying, no, this is how I want it. And I've seen comments of like, well, she was obviously trying to pull away and she was uncomfortable. It's because she wasn't getting her way and she
Well,
was annoyed.
she had said, like, here, make it look like you're trying to kiss me, and I'll like pull away or something a little bit to like keep the audience like wanting it, like they would, what I mean, the suspense or whatever.
Right, exactly.
I think is what you were saying.
If you give them the kiss now, like that's what everyone's
Yeah.
waiting
So,
for. And
well,
he
then to
wasn't
turn around
even
and be like, well, this is obviously proof of harassment or assault is just
it's
nuts to
so
me.
dumb. And also, I mean, side note, it doesn't really matter. He wasn't, I didn't think he was even trying to kiss her. He was getting close to have that
Right.
um tension and wasn't
No, yeah.
actually going to kiss. And yeah, like you're an actor there knowing what your job's going to be. It's not like he's sucking on her boobs or something like in some sex scene that wasn't planned, right? I'm not saying that's the only kind of sexual harassment that can happen, but and I saw someone write earlier like if she wanted a blow by blow of exactly what this scene was going to be, she should have met with the intimacy coordinator to plan that. And she never met with the intimacy coordinator. And
Yeah.
that's on her.
I mean, that's still just, I noticed they haven't said anything about that in
Right.
their responses. You know what I mean? No, like there was no rebuttal to that because, like, what can you really say when you've been caught? So now it's just
Right.
kind
And
of like,
there's
I don't like
text.
this anymore. I don't want to play anymore.
Right. Right. And make him shut up. I don't want to, he's going to expose me too much.
Please, sir, let me back into the penthouse. If y'all were here the other night when we were reading the full lawsuit, which took us 6.5 hours, I don't know. I get so annoyed every now and then when I'm thinking about, and I understand like rich people, they haven't done anything wrong necessarily to get like a lot of money. They're just like, that's the nature of our society, I guess, is like if you're like an actress or a top tier
Football
sports player, stuff like that. Yeah, you
yeah.
make lots and lots of money. But I do feel like a lot of rich people just get really like out of touch sometimes. And so people in the chat, if you were not here the other day, I kept reading penthouse, and like about her clothes and her crop top in the snow and stuff like that. And I just get like really irritated. And so now anytime I think of her, I'm thinking of like, please let me into the penthouse for some porridge, God damn it. Like, why are you so out of, oh my God. I don't know. It's just a lot. It's just, it just seems like a very diva kind of lifestyle. I'm just like, I can't believe, I mean, man, there's like old
and
ladies
like
living
Meryl Streep, for example, someone who is like could fucking run circles around Blake Lively with her acting, right?
Yeah.
And her husband. She's just incredible. She's probably like rich as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what her net worth is, but
there's
I know
there's no probable about it at this point. It's very, very
yeah,
rich.
But she is like one of the most humble people, and so she's just a very different personality. And so it's not just because, and I'm not arguing with you, I'm just thinking through this, it's not just because someone's rich that like an A-list celebrity that they have to behave like that or they have to have people like at their beck and call like that. It's she's choosing to be, that is who she is as a person.
Yeah. And I feel like there's sometimes with some personalities, there's a level of like coming off as like snobby because you're awkward and stuff like that. But then there's, like you're being awkward because you think that you should be in charge of everything. And like, you're kind of just like being almost unprofessional. I wouldn't say it was totally unprofessional. Like she still went through the motions with the scene.
It was, I found it super unprofessional.
It was it was just a little weird to me. I was just like, I was uncomfy. Like I say uncomfy out loud. Oh my God. I can't believe I was uncomfortable. I'm a lady, not a child. I was uncomfortable watching that because I was just like, you're being so awkward right now. And like, I don't know. I felt like I was intruding on a middle school dance or something. Like,
and you do table reads of these scripts before you film them.
Yeah.
So if there were any questions then, she could
Mhm.
have brought it up and she could have asked. She could have even said, "Are we talking here? I think it would be really great to talk." But she waited. She
Mhm.
waited until they were there when she couldn't really be told no. I
Mhm.
mean, it would be harder to tell her no in the moment than at a table read, right?
Yeah.
To try to control and manipulate that situation. That's how, with my life experience, that's
Mhm.
really how I felt watching that.
Yeah. Man. Um, I have the footage right here, so if we need to pull it up at some point, I will. But let me just read a little more of this. All right.
And thanks for
This.
inviting me.
Oh, sure. Okay. All right. This comes after Lively broke her silence on the unedited footage. Justin Baldoni and his lawyer may hope that this latest stunt will get ahead of the damaging evidence against him. Okay, whatever. But the video itself is damning. Her legal team shared in a statement with Daily Mail. Her team claims the video shows Mr. Baldoni repeatedly leaning in towards Miss Lively, attempting to kiss her, kissing her forehead, rubbing his face and mouth against her neck. What planet are you on? Flicking her lip with his thumb. Like, okay, so let me finish the sentence. Caressing her, telling her how good she smells, and talking with her out of character. That is clearly not how that happened.
No. And I feel like it would be hard to imagine anyone watching that and thinking and
Right.
seeing that.
Hmm. I mean, the guy's directing, the film. He doesn't want it to look like shit. So I doubt that he was doing all that weirdo stuff.
And she's the one who started talking out of character.
Yep. I'll skim through some of this.
Did you read anything where her lawyer was saying like, "Oh, this video proves exactly what Miss Lively claimed to word for word what she claimed in her filing."
I can't remember if I said it on here or if I just read it,
Mm.
privately. But like, if it's in here, I'll read it. But I remember seeing that, yeah, which is funny because this is clearly not that. So I guess this right here. Is this supposed to be like? Hang on. Sorry, Justin. I'm sorry. I'm replaying this. Okay. So is this supposed to be he's like rubbing his lips up all on her because it's really just like people who are in love and dancing like that, like they get kind of close to each other. It's not like he's licking her face.
And it's acting, it's what you were hired to do. It's within the scope of the book and the movie.
Yeah.
Like it's it's just so dumb. It's so dumb to claim that this
Mhm.
was him doing it too. Why the fuck would he do that in front of all these extras, in front of all these people on camera, knowing he has audio? Why would he choose then to sexually assault or harass her? Why
Well,
wouldn't
I
he have
guess
done it in the
yeah.
penthouse when they were up there like laughing alone?
When she keeps trying to get people to come to the penthouse. Like, stop. We get it. You have a penthouse.
It just
Come
doesn't make
come
any
down to the garage, bitch. Come live with the rest of us.
Come have a beer.
You know?
It doesn't make any sense for him to choose this moment to do that. If you imagine you're going to try to sexually harass or you're going to try to accuse someone of impregnating you from a blowjob, you're going to do it in private, right? So there are no other witnesses. If he was going to try to get away with shit like that, there's no fucking way he would do it in front of a camera with audio and like probably at least like 50 to 70 people on set.
Right. Yeah. Especially, I feel like if something really bad had happened, Ponytail Lady would have stepped in. And if you don't know who Ponytail Lady is, you need to go watch this entire footage. Justice for Ponytail Lady. All right. Bruce says doing your sexual harassment in front of 50 people very smart. I mean,
Right.
All right. Let's see. We'll put back a little bit more of this just to if I can find the. Actually, let me pull up the transcript in another tab while that's playing. Because the smell thing was definitely not how she said it too.
No, not at all.
Definitely not how she said it happened.
Now, granted, he brought up that she and Ryan like to talk, but
Yeah.
it was obviously something they had discussed before. That was something she shared with him. How else would he know that, right?
Yeah.
Did you see the clip that made it into the movie?
I can't remember. No.
It was of the fucking shoes, those dumbass
not the
fucking
shoes.
the shoes, that's like the first clip you see, and then you see them like just for 1 second, but it's her edit, right? She wanted those shoes in there
Mhm.
and she got them, and then it's just like 1 second of them, like something
Yeah.
like that. See, even with it muted, it looks dumb with her talking.
Mhm.
That
She like won't stop talking.
it looks so much
Stop
better
talking.
too. Yeah, I know, and slow motion talking, like, that would look even worse.
Will you marry me? I don't know why
You
my
need a nose job.
I don't know. Oh my god! I don't know why suddenly we're in slow mo and my teeth, my lips are inside my teeth, like. Not really sure what that was about, but it just came to me naturally, I guess.
A toothless BJ, naturally.
Oh, good lord! All right. Did we get to the smell part yet? I don't think so. Let me see. I'm
No,
trying
not yet. It's near the
to-
end,
Or is it?
I think.
Okay. Yeah, she's still talking, and yeah, you're like, what are they saying? What are they? Words don't have to come out of your mouth at
No.
all times. Believe it or not, that is the most useless waste of oxygen. I swear. And there's the whole Ryan, we don't shut up thing. Hold on.
Maybe they
Whenever
both have ADHD.
that was kind of funny there. They're like, she won't shut up about the audience doesn't know what we're saying. They don't know what we're saying. And I was saying yesterday, I was like, it reminds me of being in middle school and feeling awkward when I didn't have friends around and like pretend texting. Like, stop. She's just like, I better say stuff because it's a little awkward here. All right. Let's see.
Bruce said subscribing to only slow-mo Lauren fans now.
No. That's terrifying. All right. Let's skip this because she won't shut up. Can you guys frame on the Sebastian? Who's Sebastian? Okay. Restraint. So this is the kissing part.
If you're looking for the smell part, I think it's in the last like couple minutes.
I'm just kind of skipping through to make sure I didn't miss anything major.
Okay. Or maybe they put the shoes on that part on the end.
The shoes, yeah, the shoes are towards the end. I remember that because I skipped a lot of that yesterday. Just do a little. She's saying we'll just do a little bit of restraint. So that is her idea, apparently, even though she won't listen to the director because she won't stop talking at him. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. Like he's doing a good acting job. That's all I see. A ponytail lady. One more time for ponytail lady here. I'm so sorry. What's your name? I'm so sorry. Hold on. And the couple by the bar walks towards us. I don't know your name. I'm sorry, ponytail lady. Poor ponytail lady. Look, there she was. I feel so nosy. I mean, it's just like noses. He says, I know my nose is so big. She says, yes, I was hoping we could address this, which we went over yesterday, and that was just really awkward. Yeah. Why would you even say something like that? Why would you say something like? In what world would someone find that funny? Like,
I cannot fucking imagine saying something like that to somebody.
I can like the way he like plays that off too. He's like, "Oh, I know that's why we hired, whatever our noses match."
Right.
I was just kind of like, that's exactly how I would respond to something like that too. It's uncomfortable as fuck, but you don't want to blow everything up.
Right. And people have been criticizing him for saying that, but he was probably in his head thinking like, well, obviously it has to do maybe like with my ethnicity and then, what people say about Jewish people to be like a low blow, right? And he's like, yeah, that's why we chose Jenny Slate, right? He's probably thinking, she probably thinks the same fucking thing about her nose too. Like, what a bitch. Mm-hmm. And so I felt like it was more of a dig at her rather than him trying to say like, well, Jenny Slate has a big nose,
I didn't take it like that at all. No.
Some people online I saw who were like defending Blake. They're like,
some people online are like obsessed with defending, whatever girl is making an accusation no matter what, because like there are people out there who are like, I idolize Amber Heard, and I'm like, even if everything went down the way that she said it did as far as Johnny goes, like, why would you idolize Amber Heard? Because she clearly did a lot of crazy shit.
Right. Too. And not that she deserved what she got.
No.
Like what happened to her. But I know exactly what you're saying.
But don't be like, I want to be like her. You know what I mean?
It doesn't negate what she did.
No. And for Amber Heard to be like kind of like low-key supporting Blake Lively is hilarious. Okay. All right. We'll go back to the article in a second after we see this one part. Hang on. That like 2 or 3 seconds right there would have been all I could have used of this. I would just
Yeah,
no, absolutely. The rest of this is stupid as hell.
Yeah. But he was probably like, I'm not getting the shot I want yet, and we need to keep going.
Yeah. So this, I guess she's saying this is where he was like kissing her.
Yeah, this one and
like
like
what
the
was it
next
she
little
said?
part.
Hold on.
Licking
Exactly.
her neck.
Okay, yeah. So repeatedly leaning in towards Miss Lively, attempting to kiss her, kissing her forehead, rubbing his face and mouth against her neck, flicking her lip with his thumb, caressing her, telling her how good she smells, and talking with her out of character. Okay, so they actually think that this footage proves that stuff. Okay, so let's see here the neck thing.
I mean, what else are they going to come out and say? Like, oh no, we apologize. That wasn't true. You know, like they have to defend it.
Yeah, but it's stupid.
It is. I totally agree.
I just think it's stupid. Okay, all right. So here they're like smilingly laughing at something. Maybe she farted. I don't know. And then he like drops his head to like lay it on her shoulder. Or,
and
like,
then apparently something in the book that she has a tattoo like on her neck. I don't know where it ended up being in the movie, but that Ryle likes to kiss the tattoo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that was also a thing that he was trying to, which makes sense, right? You're basing it off the book. He was trying to pull from the book and use in the movie.
Yeah. So you can kind of see, to me, it seemed like, yeah, maybe his nose is brushing up against her neck there, and he's like got his head leaning on her shoulder. So even minus the tattoo thing, it's like this doesn't seem to me like he's like, you know what I mean? Like,
and it's in character. Like he's not talking with her out of character right now. Like he is in character and trying to act.
Yeah.
Is acting.
Okay. I'm still not seeing anything crazy. Am I getting beard on you today? I was like, ew, when I saw that. Oh, there we go. She brings it up. So she brings up the spray tan, which is the thing that apparently smells. Am I getting beard on you today? Which you. Okay,
but that will you pause it for a second? That leads me to believe that she complained a previous time about like, oh, your beard is poking me, or I mean, any woman who has a guy in their life who has a beard, like sometimes it. Yeah, depending on the length and whatnot, right? Like it's poking. So she probably said something to him about that, and he probably felt self-conscious about that. And then in this moment, he's like, "Oh, am I getting?" You know, like it didn't want her to. He probably just felt self-conscious about it and brought it up. You know, so to me that doesn't bother me so much. It tells me that they've had a conversation about that before, probably where she complained.
Yeah, no, definitely. The thing that wasn't it. Sorry, there was another comment that Anika wrote that I wanted to read. Where to go? Oh, Colleen Hoover becoming besties with someone that could not even give her the respect of reading her book is also on brand for her. I know nothing about Colleen Hoover, so I don't know, but that's an interesting tidbit. God, what was it? I'm like losing my trains of thought tonight. I don't know what's going on. I have not slept enough apparently.
I probably also keep interrupting you. I'm sorry if I do.
No, it was a comment, and I read the comment, and I lost it. God, it was. I swear to God, it was like the best point ever.
Do you remember what it was about?
Now we'll never know. No, I don't. I have no idea what it was about now.
Okay. Because Blake brought the complaint first. Justin has every right to clear his name. It's her fault, and she started it.
No, but I agree with that. If I can't find it, we'll just move on.
Was it like really recent?
Yes. Yeah, I lost it. It's fine.
Okay.
Sorry, whoever had that wonderful thought. I couldn't share it. I lost it. All right, so there's the whole, kissing her forehead, rubbing his face and mouth stuff. So she brings up here, I'm probably getting spray tan on you. And he says, it smells good. So she brought up the spray tan. And he, to me, it just sounds like being like kind of awkwardly polite.
Yes.
Says like, "Oh, it smells good. It's fine. Don't worry."
It wasn't
about
like, "Oh, it smells good."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like creepy. It was just like, "Oh, it smells good."
No.
Like, "Oh, don't worry," because spray tan, right? Sometimes it can get on people's clothes and things like that. So, and sometimes they can smell really nasty. So he was, yeah, I found it as him just being polite too. Like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It smells good. Like, it's okay."
I'm a little weird in that, like, sometimes if somebody's wearing, like, obviously wearing perfume and stuff like that, I'll be like, "Oh, you smell good." So, like, I don't know. I don't think of it as, like, a sexual thing. I'm just like, "Hello, ma'am. You sprayed perfume on yourself because you wanted people to notice that you smelled good. You
Right.
smell good."
You do
You know?
smell good.
Like,
So
it's not like that.
and then she's like, "This woman harassed me."
Yeah, I probably did. All right. So we'll watch the rest of this part right here, and then we'll go back to the article. Well, it's not that. It's my body makeup. Okay, so she's bringing up, it's my body makeup.
And this is the thumb thing, flicking her lip.
That is like a normal thing to do. That right there, like this, like.
Right. If
Why
it's
am I doing all this stuff to myself on camera?
do it to the camera.
I'm like showing everyone this is how you romance someone.
Do it to the camera.
Face. No.
Flick the camera's lip.
Sorry, I should have kept my tongue in my mouth. Oh, I did it again. God, it just comes out. I can't do it. All right. Moving on. Okay.
He's like, "All right, cut. We got 17 minutes."
Yeah, and then there's the shoes, of course.
Oh my god, those are so ugly
to
to me.
I wouldn't wear them, but I wouldn't wear any heel at this point in time. I feel like even when I was younger, I would wear heels to like prom and stuff like that, and that's the only time shoes ever mattered to me. Well, that's not true. I loved wearing like a million different colored neon freaking tennis shoes when I was like a young adult or whatever. But now I wear the same, kind of pair of shoes every day. I have 2 pairs of black tennis shoes that get worn all the time with everything. Even when I was like going out to like a dinner or to a bar, a club, whatever, I was wearing those black tennis shoes. I'm not wearing anything else. So I don't know. The character maybe didn't need those super special shoes.
Right. Also, why does they look this has nothing to do with this shit, but they look cheap to me because they've got their like cheap strappy things done with this like gaudy thing in the back. Why does she have her pant like tucked into the sling on the back?
I don't understand rich people.
What is I've never seen someone wrap their shoes around their pants like that. It's weird to me, but maybe
she probably doesn't want to, never mind, that wouldn't have made sense. I was gonna make a joke about tripping over her money, but that doesn't have anything to do with pants. So I get it now. I got it. I did it. I did it. Okay. All the money would fall out of her pockets, down her pants, and she would trip over it.
She's got to keep it in the pant legs.
She has to tuck it in. Mm-hmm. Yes. Got him. Okay. That was terrible. All right. That was so bad. Okay. That was so bad.
I like it. I like the train of thought.
Well, at least I remembered it that time, I guess. I'm gonna skip the rest of this pretty much. Yeah. We're good here. So let's go back to. So I did not see anyone caressing anyone really other than in
out of
character,
context.
again, I'm doing it to myself. Caressing. Okay. I have to stop. I swear I don't do that when y'all are around.
Oh yeah, Dragon says, if this clip proves Blake's point, why isn't she happy that it's been released? Like, why is she asking for a gag order? She should want evidence that supports her claims out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just they're angrily kind of suggesting that, but it doesn't really. I'm not convinced.
Right. It doesn't make sense
based on the behavior.
Gag order,
yeah.
but they put out evidence that completely supports word for word your complaint.
Yeah. Well, every frame of the released footage corroborates to the letter what Miss Lively described in paragraph 48 of her complaint.
Yeah.
Lively's lawyer also added that none of the intimacy shown in the video from the film, which Baldoni directed and starred in alongside Lively, was choreographed. Because
she didn't fucking show up to the intimacy coordinator meeting.
Well, the intimacy coordinator needed to go meet her at the penthouse. Please, ma'am, let me up to the penthouse. I'm never gonna. If I ever by some stroke of God meet Blake Lively, I will ask her to please let me in the penthouse.
And there are
Not
some
a euphemism, Blake.
right. Don't sue me. There are some directors who are very specific about like, I want this to be held for 3 seconds, then I want you to do this at this speed, which moves into it's very choreographed. Other people are like, this is generally what I want. So let's try that. And then you can do a take that you feel is like natural, right? Like what these two people would naturally do together. If she was concerned,
File lawsuits. I don't know.
Penthouse. Yeah, then if she were concerned, like this was this the very first in any type of intimate scene they did? That these kind what I guess what I'm trying to say is these kinds of scenes usually if you have the intimacy coordinator, they can be there for these kinds of scenes, but they're really there for the more intimate scenes, the more sexual scenes, or even a scene where there's actual kissing. I'm not saying they can't be used for this, but some directors are very particular and they would choreograph this. I am saying a scene like this would not typically be like movement to movement choreographed unless you are working with a director who is like that.
Yeah. So who do we hire then for scenes like this where somebody needs to just be like, "Hey, shut the fuck up"?
Not Blake Lively.
Oh no, apparently not. All right. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can read that. All right. I'll zoom in a little more. See what I can do. Because people who are watching might not be able to read that. Hang on. Let's see.
That's much better.
Okay. Lively's lawyer also added another intimacy scenes were choreographed. Every moment of this was improvised by Mr. Baldoni, the director. Okay. With no discussion or consent in advance and no intimacy coordinator present, Mr. Baldoni was not only Ms. Lively's co-star, but the director, the head of studio, and Ms. Lively's boss. So why isn't she doing what he tells her?
Right. That's the reason why she should have listened.
That's all. This is not doing what they're saying it's doing. All right. Lively's legal team claims that her leaning away from Baldoni she suggested it, right? Okay. Leaning away from Baldoni during the scene was not acting, and that the clips just shows her repeatedly asking for the characters to just talk. Well, that was unfortunate because, I can't unsee the awkwardness of all that, and now it's burned in my brain forever, and I'll never slow dance again. But, I don't think that the clip showing her repeatedly asking for the characters to talk is a flex. It's just more like you won't do your job and you won't stop being annoying.
And she wants to control what the scene is and what the scene looks like. She probably already has in her head that she wants to do her own cut of the movie and she wants to get the footage she wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Any woman who has been inappropriately touched in the workplace will recognize Ms. Lively's discomfort.
No. No.
Yeah. I have not heard a single person that I know who is like a rational human being who has said anything along the lines of Blake was totally, wronged here.
Mm-hmm. And I know I get that some people feel like they can't speak up in the moment.
Right.
I get that some people don't even say anything the week it happened. I get that they might not even ever say anything. I totally get that. Just with the context of everything here, what I'm seeing is someone who is trying to control and manipulate the moment, is being told no, or is at least being pushed back on, and is not happy about it. So she's disassociating.
Hold on. Do we have a type?
Right?
I feel like we do.
Right?
Oh man. Also, remind me to thank her for making this so uncomfortable for anyone who has actually been, through stuff like this.
Right.
It's upsetting, because, I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it, but I mean, it gives me negative, creepy feeling when I see stuff like this. Because I'm just like, dude, I try to just keep to myself whenever stuff happened to me and not tell anybody about it. And I certainly didn't, try to ruin anyone's life. And they actually did that shit. So seeing this now is just kind of I absolutely cannot stand you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's infuriating, and
If she lied about any part of that, ick, never
right,
again. I
and
don't
it's
want
just,
anything to do with
I
it.
mean, the most egregious one to me, going to Amber Heard, is where she said she was raped with a broken glass liquor bottle.
Yeah.
Come on.
Is that something that might show up in an exam? I don't know.
Or like you would have to go to see a doctor if that happened. Give me a fucking break. It's not like, "Oh, I chose not." No, you'd have to see a doctor if that happened.
She saw her private physician in the penthouse. All right. They will recognize her attempts at levity. No, I saw that from him. To try to deflect the unwanted touching. How about to try to deflect the unwanted comments about his nose? No woman should have to take defensive measures to avoid being touched by their employer without their consent. Are you fucking kidding me?
God.
That's so gross.
It is, because it's just completely not what
Yeah,
happened.
not at all. No. And also, if you're doing a movie with your employer as your co-star and you have a romantic relationship between your characters, what the fuck do you mean? Like,
Right.
and I guess he says, without the consent or whatever, but still, like, clearly at some point there was like some discussion of like, oh, I'll do this here, like pull me here, stuff like that. So like, where
Right.
are you getting that this was non-consensual,
Right.
first of all, and second, like, why are you trying to like enlist the outrage of everyday American women with this weird out of touch, like, Mrs. Penthouse doesn't like the press about her right now bullshit? I don't.
Mhm.
It's disgusting.
I was thinking, like, if it goes to trial and there's a jury, I feel like even just this video,
Yep.
there's nothing egregious there. There's nothing like out of character there. If anything, if he's an abuser,
Mhm.
there could have been even more intense physicalness in the scene,
Right.
you know, and there
Clearly,
wasn't.
yeah. Right. So I've not actually heard anyone else ever accuse him of anything like this or say anything like this about him,
For Justin Baldoni? No.
yeah, even despite the cast, like, people unfollowed him or whatever, or they didn't do interviews with him.
Right, and
Uh,
who knows what she said, who knows what bullshit she fed them.
I'm sure we'll find out.
I hope so. I sure hope we do.
Against somebody's will, probably.
And again,
Um,
like, why, like, with this big opportunity with this movie that you've been working like 5 years on to get the rights and like to develop, why would you do it then?
mhm,
It
yeah,
when he was on Jane the Virgin, he had lots of sex scenes and lots of like intimate
yep,
scenes.
mhm,
Don't you think those people would have not, again, I know not everyone speaks out if they've had,
right,
something, but I feel like it's Hollywood, like people would have heard things. We would have heard things. People would have leaked stuff to the press. I just truly believe that.
yeah. Well, I read a little bit of some article earlier it was like from a few weeks ago or something that was talking about how America Ferrera and like some other people who have been with Blake in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or whatever, which
Yeah.
for some reason when I was a girl, I was like, this movie's stupid, and I
I
hated it.
hated it.
I
I
hated
hated
it
it
so
too.
much.
I thought it was so dumb.
I completely forgot the premise and the plot now. All I
Yeah,
know is that there were pants, and I
there
hated it.
and they shared the pants, maybe, I think.
Yeah, they did share the pants apparently. But and so I was like, what the fuck do the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants have to do with any of this? So like they're writing like these stars, like her former co-stars stand behind her and stuff. I was like, oh, I didn't realize they were on the set of her most recent movie. Wow.
Right,
Like
right,
what the fuck does this have to do with anything?
right.
Also, they're gonna look real stupid later too.
Yeah.
All right. Her team claims that releasing the video to the media is another example of an unethical attempt to manipulate the public and a continuation of her harassment and retaliatory campaign. Okay. Wow. We are continuing yeah. We are continuing our efforts to require Mr. Baldoni and his associates to answer in court under oath rather than through manufactured media stunts, her lawyer stated. Wow, you went to the New York fucking Times and you put all this out into the universe and you really want to talk like that. Like,
Exactly. They took it here. They brought it here.
so dumb.
It is so dumb. And again, like that person said in the chat, if this was actually good for her and their reaction was, yes, this proves exactly what we said, they'd be like, release more footage, man.
Well, she probably has someone who's like sitting next to her saying that, but they work for her, so they don't actually want to say what they're thinking.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like maybe her, like whoever she's giving big bucks to is probably just sitting there like, oh my god, I can't believe he did that. And then like secretly, like when she's not around, just like sitting there thinking, oh my god, this chick is nuts.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Corey Keith vibes.
Corey Keith. Yeah. So she again, like putting out this footage, she called it an unethical attempt to manipulate the public. Which is just bizarre because again,
It's
the
what she
article
did.
came out right. The article came out for fucking ever ago now. What was it, last month? So, or maybe before that. I don't remember.
I don't even remember now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Daily Mail has exclusively obtained an explosive video where Baldoni's sound equipment was switched on, showing all 3 takes. I guess that's what we just watched, right?
Yep.
Okay. So say I didn't really find that explosive, but sensationalized. Go ahead. The tapes show how friendly they were before it all went so wrong. All right. They include a complete record of the conversation in question at around the 7-minute mark. That makes clear the comment about her smelling so good was in response to Lively talking about her spray tan as they film a romantic dance.
And he didn't even say so good. He said it smells good.
Mm-hmm. Baldoni tells Lively he's probably getting his beard on her, and she responds by saying she's probably getting spray tan on him. Then he quips back, it smells good, before they both laugh, and she tells him the scent actually comes from her body makeup.
And that's the kind of, like, if you're in a situation where you're acting and you have to be like close up with a colleague, right? That like maybe there's just an element of like awkwardness just because of what it is. Stuff like that, you would say stuff like that, like, you know what I mean? Because you probably feel a little bit like self-conscious or whatever, or like,
Sure.
Anyway, it's just that kind of stuff is totally normal.
Oh my god, what is Phoebe from Friends doing on the corner? I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. Oh my god. Yeah, that was a way better dance than that. And while the montage does indeed show Baldoni nuzzling Lively's neck as part of the scene in which they play lovers, the conversation between them is all business, with the pair spending most of it talking about lighting and their other halves.
Because of Blake.
Right. The clip, which is raw footage shot while filming It Ends With Us, comes complete with audio and was passed to dailymail.com by the actor's production company, Wayfarer, and his lawyer, Brian Friedman, who has previously said Baldoni has nothing to hide. DailyMail.com's exclusive footage is the latest revelation in a lengthy saga that began with rumors of Rancor? Raccoon. With rumors of raccoonery behind the scenes of It Ends With Us when it was released last August. It then exploded into a legal fight just before Christmas when she sued for sexual harassment. In turn, Baldoni sued the Times for defamation. And then, last week he launched the $400 million lawsuit. Okay. Husband Ryan Reynolds accused... Okay, nope. Just kidding. Baldoni accused her of using her celebrity power to hijack his film and attempt to torpedo his career. Yep. All right. Lively's legal team claims that her leaning away from Baldoni during the scene was not just acting, and that the clip showed her repeatedly asking for the characters to just talk. She's not the director.
And it wasn't just so they just talk. That wasn't in lieu of the neck nuzzling or the lip flicking. It was in lieu of them staring at each other because she told him he was a psychopath for doing that. Not the same thing.
Not at all. Okay. The new clip, which Lively had previously insisted has no audio, begins with the pair discussing the scenes, with the actress telling Baldoni, "I'm off my mark." Ironically, at one point, the pair are heard debating whether it's better to talk or kiss during the montage, with Lively arguing that chatting is more romantic, which Baldoni acquiesces to, and then, when she wonders whether anyone will discover what they're really talking about, quips, "They're never going to find out." That's a little awkward, isn't it?
I love when someone does like some fucking bullshit shit and they don't realize it's like being caught by someone or something somehow, and then it like you're like, yeah, well, look at this evidence.
Oh my god, I don't think they weren't really talking about kissing or talking either. It's just the staring, like the soft gesture or whatever. Okay, anyways. moving on.
She also, I just want to
Conversation.
point out that she could have said, if she was feeling uncomfortable and she didn't want to call him right out for saying, like, you're sexually harassing me right now, she could have said, hey, I would love to just take 5 minutes and like just sketch this out a little more. Could we do
Mhm.
that? You
Yeah.
know, if she, and she doesn't seem like someone who has trouble speaking up.
No, apparently not. She likes to speak.
Ruff,
Uh,
ruff.
conversation then turns to their other halves, with Lively saying she and Reynolds talk all the time. Lively then bursts into laughter as he tells her, "I think you would find it terrifying," because he and his wife just kind of like look at each other. The weird part here too that also made me feel like she was just being really awkward and kind of almost unprofessional was, um, Reynolds. She's talking about her relationship with Reynolds, and he goes, "Oh, I think that's cute. You guys are really cute." She goes, I think it's more than cute."
Mm-hmm.
What?
I
What?
think it's more than cute.
Uh, it's just so unnecessarily like nitpicky, you know.
Like
And
she
like
took it
just
as
weird.
demeaning when he was like saying it as like a like, hey,
Yeah,
like I think that's cute that you guys do that. That's cute. Like that's your thing,
yeah,
and that's cute. You have a thing.
yeah. That's just ew. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Baldoni, who directed as well as acted, then says he wants them to be filmed almost kissing, at which Lively then continues to talk, insisting it's more romantic to chat and not give the audience the smooch she says they want. She
But
continues to talk before what?
he didn't ask for it. He didn't want the kiss. Like that was I know we talked
Right,
about that already. He wasn't asking for a kiss. He wanted to almost kiss to give that
right.
tension.
Hmm. At that point, Lively begins talking about noses. I feel so nosy. It's just noses. That's like, how awkward do you have to be? What is she like? How old is she again? Oh, she's like 40, right? Almost 40.
She's 37, I think.
All right, so she's late 30s. All right. How okay, so she's had like a relatively successful career to most actors. So like, how do you get through like as much as you have in your career and like play someone with all these love interests on TV and in movies, and then you are like so fucking awkward behind the scenes like this? Like, don't you know how to conduct yourself? Like saying like I feel so nosy. It's just noses. It's just like so awkward. It's like childish almost.
I feel like it's someone who was like what someone who's inexperienced would say and realize like not realize like you
Hmm.
shouldn't say that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Jesus. All right. Baldoni then tells her, "My nose is so big," to which she bursts out into laughter, exclaiming, "Yes, I was hoping we could address this. Just got to shut down, call an insurance month, and just deal with that." Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. Right.
And again, I wonder if she would have said that if she knew she were being audio recorded.
Mhm. Yeah, probably not.
He knew it was being recorded
Mhm.
and said everything and did everything he did, which again maybe you could say, well, he knew it, so maybe he didn't act like his normal self, whatever, but she didn't know, so you see the real her there, I think.
Yeah, right. Let's see. In Baldoni's suit, Lively is accused of failing to read the novel. That sucks. On which the book is based, until long after filming had begun and orchestrating a negative publicity campaign of her own with the connivance of her own publicist, Leslie Sloan, and the New York Times. During one incident, according to the legal filing, Lively attempted to intimidate Baldoni by pointing to her famous husband and close friend Taylor Swift, then comparing herself to Game of Thrones character Khaleesi and telling him, "I have a lot of dragons." What was she on that day? Like,
I don't know. So I feel see like some maybe was it Omar who said like he didn't take much issue with that. It was somebody, but
yeah,
I think it's just such a weird thing to say.
yeah, it is. But so like, I kind of get at one if you're trying to like be funny and draw a conclusion about your friend. Oh, like she's just very protective and stuff like that. She's like, Khaleesi's dragon or something. But
Hmm.
then she has to take it a step further. She's like, "I'm Khaleesi, and
Right.
these are my dragons."
It's like low key threatening.
Where do you even keep a dragon in a penthouse?
In the dresser,
God damn.
in the sixth bedroom.
That's what's in the garage. Right. The actress and her team are also accused of doctoring text conversations. Did they like actually go through and doctor them, or did they just crop stuff out?
Wait, his team?
Her team. So I know she
Her
left
team,
something out.
yeah, they like that upside down emoji, they removed that, they blocked that out. And then I think it was just taken out of context. I don't think they rearranged any of the messages. They just removed other messages that came in between.
Yeah. The actress and her team accused the doctor in texts to make them look damning, as if they're plotting a smear campaign against her, which led to both being subjected to social media abuse when the edited texts were published. Now, here's where I just don't relate to humankind in general. How and why are you so affected by this that you would go find somebody's publicist on Instagram or whatever and send them an abusive message? Like, what kind of person do you have to be to like care that much about something involving people you will never know?
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't know. That's just so strange. Like people do it to like reality TV contestants all the time. I'm just like, what in the absolute fuck is wrong with you? Don't you have anything else?
It's like just like mentally like unstable behavior to feel like you can reach out to people like that.
Yeah.
Like they're, because you see them and you become invested. It's like they're a part of your life or you're a part of their life and they don't even know you. They don't even know you exist. And you're sending them death threats or telling them how fucking shitty they are. With like a show that editors have like heavily edited and you don't even know if you're getting the full story.
Hold on. Sorry, I was just reading over there real quick. Baldoni's cross complaint also revealed that he and his family had been forced to spend the premiere evidence with us sitting in a basement because Lively refused to allow him to be in the same room as her. That's so sad. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So this is obviously going to go on for a long time. I don't know how long it'll be before we hear what happens with the gag order thing. I'm not a lawyer. You guys know that. I'm not a judge. So like, I don't know for sure that won't get approved, but I can't imagine how that would make sense logically to me. Like, I'm just like, absolutely not. Like if somebody actually did this, he didn't even put out any like slander or anything about her. He just literally just gave the footage. Like you draw your own conclusions from that.
Right. He didn't say this is what you should think when you watch this.
Yeah, the only person really saying that in any sort of depth whatsoever is Blake's lawyer.
Right.
So, yeah. Huh. All right. Let's see. There was something else in this one, but hang on, it's reloading. So, one sec. Okay, so I was just looking at where they called it the footage unethical attempt to manipulate the public. It's not on the screen right now, but let me see if there's anything I want to pull up here. Okay. Slamming the film's director. Justin Baldoni and his lawyer may hope that this latest stunt will get ahead of the damaging evidence against him, but the video itself is damning. Yeah, okay. So, and the rest of it is just what we already read.
I can't wait to see what evidence she has.
Didn't you see it in the clip we just watched? He made her wear those shoes, which are like straight out of Big Lots. I can't remember what did somebody said that they thought the shoe brand was.
Louboutin?
No, it started with a B.
Wait, the one that she was wearing?
Yeah, somebody said in the chat earlier. I thought
it was Louboutins.
Was it? I thought it started with a B. Bergdorf. Yeah. Bergdorf?
Maybe.
Does Bergdorf have shoes? Or are they just...
I don't know.
Who's Bergdorf? Hang on. Bergdorf shoes. Oh. Hold on. Yeah. I don't see those exact shoes, but they do have shoes. Oh my...
Because the red bottoms are the Louboutin, signature.
Oh, I guess there are Louboutins that you can get at Bergdorf Goodman.
Oh, okay.
God, oh my God. Sorry, I'm just looking at these prices.
Yeah, it's insane. And those were a special edition shoe too, so they were even more expensive.
Oh my God. Imagine like people could feed their kids for like how long with that? You know what I mean? It's so crazy.
Insane. The most I've ever spent on shoes, well, someone bought them for me as a gift, but they were like $350.
Yeah.
But by far, that was the most expensive pair that I've ever had. And now, granted, I'm not like a multimillionaire. Newsflash, guys.
Aren't you?
So I don't. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to me when you see like, why can't everyone be a Melinda Gates or who the fuck divorced Jeff Bezos? What's her name? Can't think right now.
I forgot too, man. Hold on, I'm trying to find. I don't know if Lauren saw my comment. Where? Which one?
Mackenzie Scott. We need like Melinda Gates's. We need Mackenzie Scotts in this world.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, gag order will most likely be denied. Okay. I would assume so, but like some stuff that happens that's just so beyond me because like that's the law. But like sometimes the law is just not. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do, in my opinion. Like, yes, you have to like go by the letter of the law or whatever, but sometimes the law is putting some people in some shitty situations when it should have been there to help them. So I don't know. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as far as these like insane shoes go, I really don't think anybody needs that kind of money. I don't. And like this is unpopular opinion, but I don't think anybody. There should be like a limit to how much you can make. And like people will come at me and be like, "Oh my god, you're a socialist or whatever." Like, no, I don't really care. I'm not looking into it that much. I don't know. I'm not a socialist, but I do think that it's absurd that anyone should be making over 8 figures ever. Nobody needs that kind of money. Like that's ridiculous.
I agree, and it's like it's not to say that good hard work can't be rewarded, right?
Right. Yeah. My husband is an attorney. He said under the rules of engagement or conduct, if one party starts a PR war, it's basically fair game. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Sunshine says she's gone through many stages of grief today. First, it was this proves my point. Then it was unethical. Then it was threatening him with a gag order. She knows she effed up and she's off the rails.
And this isn't a good look for her to me.
No, not at all. Oh, as I understand, she didn't even buy them. Louboutin gave her a bunch of shoes because she worked for them. Okay. See, I don't know these things, guys. I got this shirt on Amazon.com. I've worn it probably in the last calendar year. I've probably worn it 300 days out of 365.
What shirt is it? Is it just like straight blue like that, or
no? It says "Keep it classic" and it's got a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
My neighbor has a Christmas ornament that is like the original.
Oh yeah.
That says it. That says that.
Thank you, Special K, for the reminder. Yes, if you guys could hit the like button for me, please, it would help me out a lot.
I like you.
I gotta go. Actually, though, that was just bad timing. I do have to go. It's like past 10 o'clock, and I want to do something else now. All right, bye, everyone.
Bye.